Hello and welcome to another edition of The Flicksters, the place where two movie geeks bring you all the movie news and reviews you can ever wish for. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook and YouTube. And download our podcast on Spotify, iTunes, Castbox and Google Play. What you waiting for?
Okay. It's baking.
It'll pass though.
I know, exactly. It's baking hot. Sorry, let me just get all this ready over here. Okay, so we've got that over there. Yeah. Oh, we ready?
Yeah.
Should we go for it?
Let's go for it, man.
Yeah. So, Deval, before we start the show, I just want to mention, what did we say the score was going to be for the England match? Did we have any predictions?
I don't know if we had a prediction. I think we thought England would do it though.
Yeah.
Maybe 2-1.
Yeah. It's not coming home, basically.
Nah.
Yeah.
They're coming home. It's not coming home.
Exactly. It's not coming home, ladies and gentlemen. But you know what is coming? Deval.
Please finish that sentence.
Deval and I are coming in your ears. That's basically what's coming. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for downloading another episode of The Flicksters. We're here for your listening pleasure. So today we've got a fantastic show lined up for you. We've got movie reviews, we've got movie news, we've got the box office, we've got hidden corner, we've got anniversary corner, we've got hidden gems. You name it, we're ram-packed. Forget the footy now. It's over and done with. Just listen, chill out, relax, and enjoy it. So, Deval, we have got a really packed out show here, haven't we?
A lot of news today, haven't we? There's a lot going on that we need to, we're compelled to inform people. It's our job.
This is it. Like, you know what? When I'm trawling through the internet and I'm kind of like scouring for pages here and there, I'm always thinking, right, okay, what's going to be interesting? But seriously, all this stuff is really, really good. So first things first, I mean, this came out of nowhere for me. Men in Black is being rebooted.
Yeah. But wasn't it done quite recently with...
Josh Brolin?
Yeah, Thanos and Cable.
It's so funny. And now we've got Thor. So we've got Chris Hemsworth is starring in the new Men in Black reboot. So... I don't know. There's no trailer, obviously, but I mean,
wow.
Yeah.
No Will Smith.
See, this is it, mate. He's got. I think you got to have Will Smith in it.
He is the Man in Black. He's been in all of them, hasn't he?
Exactly. Yeah. So you can't. It's his franchise.
Yeah.
So I don't know which direction they're taking this, but do you think it needs a reboot?
I don't. Nah. I didn't see the last one. I thought nah.
I didn't see either.
Nah.
So I mean. Nah. I switched off after the I didn't see the second one.
Okay.
So there you go. That's where I stand on Men in Black. Okay, so Hawkeye, aka Jeremy Renner, has also been cast in the Spawn reboot. So we mentioned this on our Twitter page.
Yeah.
Ladies and gents, you can follow this on Twitter. So Jamie Foxx has been cast as Spawn.
Spawn, yeah.
And Hawkeye, aka Jeremy Renner's got a really pivotal role in this. He plays a cop.
Okay.
And in the comic books, the cop, he has his own comic book. He has kind of like an offshoot as well. So he's going to have a big role. And come on, it's Jeremy Renner. Yeah. He's not going to be he's going to be a supporting role. He's not the main guy, but I mean, he's going to have a big role.
Major part. He's got to. I mean, and he's going to bring a massive following from the Marvel Cinematic Universe to the Spawn world as well. So it should be. I'm looking out for this one.
I can't wait.
Be good.
I like Jamie Foxx. I mean, he's brilliant. From Any Given Sunday, from even Booty Call.
Yeah. Like, oh my gosh.
And that's going back some time. So he's great. He's really good. So Indiana Jones number 5, the release date of this has been pushed back to 2021. Now, we've had quite a few controversial comments on this on our Instagram page. And Kay, if you're out there, you're listening, we love you to bits. But come on, man. Like, come on. What's Indiana Jones done, man? Indiana Jones, I mean, you could argue back in the 80s, well, yeah, I mean, it was the biggest, it was one of the biggest massive 81, I think it was 81, 82, possibly even 83. George Lucas was behind this film. Steven Spielberg directing it, and Harrison Ford, who's come off the success of Star Wars. So massive production, loads of kind of like hype around this film, and it was a huge success. So Raiders of the Lost Ark was big. The second one, not so big, but it's still, you know, it's kind of, you know, in people's hearts. The third one, which I absolutely love, which was The Last Crusade.
Was that the one with the you know, eating out of the monkeys' heads? Is that the one? That's all I remember from the film. eating out of the monkeys' brains. Heads. That's all I remember.
And you know what, right? It's so funny because it's like, imagine like, you know, a Yank, like watching that film thinking, oh shit, in India, do they eat monkey's brains? Do they eat snake surprise? Like, you know,
I'm sure they all thought, yeah, they do, man. Yeah, I knew it. I knew they ate
can I
monkey's
order
brains,
a chimpanzee lungs or something? It's the weakest one. Third one was with Sean Connery, so that was a big hit. The fourth one, oh man, I was so disappointed with
Crystal Skull one.
Crystal Skull, Aliens.
So do you reckon they've been going down for a while then? Yeah.
Well, listen, look. The one was brilliant. Two was a bit of a letdown. 3 was brilliant. 4 was a letdown. So
this one's got to be brilliant.
This one's got to be really good.
Okay.
The only thing that concerns me is like Harrison Ford.
Is he going to be Indiana Jones still? Oh, he's going to. Well, how's he going to run around getting chased by big boulders?
Exactly.
Right.
This is what I don't get. So obviously he has to pass on the mantle. And check this out. Here's my theory. Why not pass the mantle on to Chris Pratt?
Yeah, he would do a good job. Wouldn't
he be a great...
Because he acts this, like it's almost as if he is himself. Because Star-Lord and the guy from Jurassic Park, I can't remember his name, but he's the same character. And I can see him cracking a whip.
Exactly. So you can imagine him with a fedora hat and just kind of like doing that whole stuff. So, and you know, playing Harrison Ford's son. I think maybe why not? What else have we got? Snowpiercer. Now you spoke about Snowpiercer, right?
Yeah, Snowpiercer is actually one of my hidden gems. But yeah, there's a TV series. Yeah.
So the series is back on track after losing Doctor Strange director.
And that's because the Doctor Strange director is going to be doing a sequel. So he's got his hands full. So I can understand that one.
So you mentioned this a couple of episodes ago, and I still have to watch it. It stars Chris Evans, but this is taking the film, extending that story, basically. What's this one over here about Dead or Alive?
Dead or Alive, you're coming with me. That's one of yours.
You know what? I was just thinking, oh my God, what does this mean? Okay, let me just rewind that. Deval, if I said to you, Dead or Alive, you're coming with me, what does that mean?
I'll buy that for $1. That's what I'll say.
You're absolutely right. RoboCop is being rebooted in Neil Blomkamp's RoboCop Returns.
That's going to be good.
I can't wait for this. Now, again, in terms of sequels, the first one was brilliant. The second one was not so great. The third one was not so great.
I had the second one, you know, with Kane and the kind of... Remember, it had a...
What was the villain in that one?
Wasn't that the big robot? Like Kane went into the robot. Was that the second one?
Yeah.
And like it had a bit more like robotics happening, and you had that kid, I think, who was selling drugs
nasty,
and stuff.
Yeah, nasty little snotty, shitty little kid, controlling things. Yeah. It's got his moments. Yeah. The third one, I can't remember.
No one can. That one there, just forget about it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So. And Neil Blomkamp, he's attached to this reboot, which I think is brilliant. And we know him from District 9, from Elysium.
Yeah.
No.
Is it Elysium? Or a film similar to it? Chappie.
And I love those films. Yeah. So we're definitely going to see this one turning up somewhere. And Captain Marvel,
yeah. They've wrapped their shoot. So... all the principal shooting is done. So I guess all they have to do now is do the CGI, any extra pickup, extra footage that they need to shoot. But yeah, it's just good news that, you know, shooting is done. It gives me that pleasure knowing that, okay, we're in July now and it's out in February. They're on track. That means a teaser trailer will probably come out I don't know, September maybe, something like that. So I can't wait. I literally can't wait.
It's all rolling smoothly, right? Yeah. And then when is Avengers out again?
April. Yeah.
That's nothing.
So, I mean, Captain Marvel, I'm really looking forward to that one because Yeah, and I can't even speak, but yeah, that one is going to have so much. It's going to have one of the toughest characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's going to have some old school characters, characters that are here now, but in an old school form. So Samuel L. Jackson, going to have what's his name? The Shield guy. Phil Coulson is going to be. They're both going to be de-aged. We're going to have Skrull, Kree interaction. We're going to have a whole lot. Do we know, or do you know anything about the villain? Yeah, from what I understand, it's going to be the Krees. Because the Kree came to Earth and they conducted experiments years ago.
Yeah,
and the Kree still have I guess in the Kree Skull Empire in the galactic world. It's almost as if we're on their patch and they're fighting for Earth. We ain't got a clue what's going on, but it's a way above our pay grade. So the Kree and the Skrulls are shapeshifters, and going forward in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the Skrulls may play a major part in Phase 4 or Phase 5. The Skrulls invade in the comics. It's called Secret Invasion, and they literally come to Earth. They pose as different heroes for years, and no one knows that they're really Skrull until later on, until they've moved their chess pieces and they've controlled certain things and gotten certain things. So
I can't wait for this.
This could be the beginning. And remember, this film was in the 90s. This film, Captain Marvel, will be in the 90s. So if there's Skrull that have been here since the 90s, that means some of the superheroes that we're dealing with now could be Skrulls.
Oh, so shit.
I'm telling you, man, it's bigger than hip hop. Hip.
Oh my God, dead.
So that's why I'm really looking forward. There could be some dead presidents in this. That's why I'm really looking forward to this film.
Imagine if that is the big reveal.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
You know what? Mind blown. Fucking hell. Okay, right. Okay. What else have we got coming up?
What we've got next? We've got the Black Widow movie gets the green light. Woo. Yeah. So another female character within the Marvel Cinematic Universe gets her, time in the spotlight. So they've landed maybe quite an unknown Aussie director in the name of Kate Shortland.
I don't know what she's done, to be honest with you.
She's actually done quite a few neo-noir type spy movies.
Oh shit! I like that. Yeah,
I can see why they've got her to do Black Widow, because Black Widow is going to be and it's going to be quite stylistic. It should be, really character based and story led. So I'm looking forward to having that director work on the Black Widow movie, because the Black Widow movie, it needs to do it justice. It can't be, something.
And here's a question
lame
for you: do you think that they should the direction that they take the film into, should it be kind of more realistic base? And when I mean realistic, I mean like more kind of down to earth, or should they have like superheroes in there?
Nah, I think it should be similar in a way to Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier is one of the greatest Marvel films. It didn't have many, obviously the special effects as always, but there was nothing too magical about it. Out of no one was flying around and thinking, well, what from Falcon? But I mean, it was quite grounded.
Sure.
The film, the main thing was that the Shield had been infiltrated. And it's all about who can you trust and so on. So Black Widow, her movie, it should go back to the Red Room. It should, I guess, cover how she was created, and I guess her challenges and conflicts and stuff like that. And it should be grounded. I think we probably will see cameos from the Winter Soldier.
Possibly,
because he's been around since the 40s, really.
Oh, yeah.
He's always frozen, unfrozen. There was a quick, brief conversation that Black Widow had with Captain America in The Winter Soldier. They were at the vending machine. This was when Captain America came back to get the USB stick after...
In the drinks machine thing.
Exactly. And then Captain America was asking Black Widow, what do you know? What do you know? She's like, oh, I don't know everything. I just pretend to know everything. She's like, oh, there was a guy called the Winter Soldier. No one knows who he is. A few years ago, she said I was protecting someone and he shot through me to get to the person I was protecting. So this goes to show that she has come in semi-contact with him in the past. Right. So I think in her film, he may pop up and we may see the Winter Soldier in her film.
Bucky Barnes could.
Yeah.
Oh right. Yeah.
So, and that'll be the the bad Bucky Barnes, my favorite type actually. I like it when he's under control.
I know, man.
He doesn't mess about.
You know when he kills Stark's mom and dad, man. When he just twists her neck. I was like, this is dark, man. This is bad. Okay, that's brilliant. I can't wait for this one. This is going to look really, really good.
Exactly.
What else have we got Marvel related?
Yeah. So I mean, we all know. Well, if you don't know. At the moment, actually, as we speak, in San Diego, USA, Comic-Con 2018 is happening. So we will get more news to you guys as and when we receive it from our sources in San Diego.
And unfortunately, we couldn't make it because we had prior commitments.
Exactly.
We had this podcast to do.
Exactly. So
otherwise, we would have been there.
Exactly. But Kevin Feige, the director of Marvel Cinematic Universe or Marvel Cinematic Studios, has been talking about upcoming projects and where the Marvel Cinematic Universe is going over the next few years. And he says that they have movies, secured in a way, maybe not scripts written yet, but they've got a plan up until 2026.
This is madness.
So, that involves obviously sequels that we know will happen. So Spider-Man, Far From Home, are going to have Black Panther 2, Doctor Strange 2, Black Widow is going to be made. Obviously,
I'm sure there's going to be another Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel Part 2 will be made, and also the Eternals is something that's going to be quite big that many people haven't really heard about yet. But the Eternals would be a big part of the next, coming phases.
Yeah,
and I'm really looking forward to that because I mean, the Eternals are they're a deep race,
and this is going before all of the Captain America comes way before that.
Eternals have been around for yonks, like millions of years. I mean, just a bit of a sort of backstory. The Eternals are a race that were created by the Celestials. The Celestials, we saw a Celestial in Guardians of the Galaxy. There was a quick scene when Tananir Tavan, the Collector, was talking about where the Infinity Stones came from, and there was a scene where a Celestial sort of used the Infinity Stone and mown down civilizations, as he said.
Yeah.
And so they created the Eternals. The Eternals, Thanos is derives from Eternals. He's one of the so his species is from an Eternal, but he's a deviant Eternal, so he's almost like a mutant Eternal. Eternals do look humanoid in the comics and so on, but the mutant ones come out like Thanos.
Oh shit!
So he is of that race. Yeah. So we've already been interested. So we've already been introduced to Eternals, as it were.
And there's one thing I want to ask you. There's a end credit scene in one of the films where Stan Lee. Oh,
he's with on the moon or something.
So who are those characters?
They're the Watchers.
Oh, yeah. Right. I always get confused.
Uatu the Watcher. He.
This is like another episode.
He is crazy powerful, but his job is to watch and to record events in history. Right. So in the comics, in the Infinity Stones, the Infinity War, or the Infinity Gauntlet in the comics, Uatu the Watcher sees all the craziness Thanos is doing. He sees him doing, killing people or doing whatever. He cannot intervene. All he can do is record. And people go to him and say, help. He said, nope, my job here is to watch. That's why people are saying that Stan Lee, at the end of the credit scenes, he was actually informing the Watcher as to events that were happening over the cinematic universe. And they're saying that's the reason why, because why would you put in such a crazy important character if you're not going to pay him off at some point? So we may see Uatu the Watcher at some point in the future. Who knows? And
will he? And does he ever intervene in anything?
He has intervened a couple of times, but he's gone against the code. He cannot intervene. It's like I don't know. I've never been to a strip club, but we go to a strip club, you can't touch. It's kind of like that.
But don't touch.
You can't touch, and if you touch, you get in trouble. So with him, it's that, but like magnified by 1,000,000. He cannot intervene.
I love the analogy, mate. I love it. But you should go though.
No, I'm not going to go. If I can't touch, there's no point going.
Oh shit. Okay, so what else have we got here?
Yeah, so again, a bit of Marvel news. So the Green Goblin has been rumored to be involved or be in somehow in Spider-Man Far From Home.
Wow.
So I don't know who if it's true, who will be cast as the Green Goblin.
Who's crazy enough to kind of take on that role?
Gordon Bennett. Who's not crazy enough?
Yeah.
I mean,
Who do you reckon would do well?
there's a few people that I think could do well as a Green Goblin. I'm trying to think of obviously with the Green Goblin, what's his name?
Osborn.
Yeah, Osborn. Thank you. Yeah, Osborn. So I don't know if it's going to be the dad Osborn or the son Osborn. So it depends
Harry.
on. So the age, I guess, will play a part as well. But there's a film I watched, which I'll talk about as my hidden gem. It's called The Killing of a Sacred Deer. There's a young actor in that film who I think could play an excellent young Green Goblin.
Okay.
Excellent. But yeah, I mean, it depends. I mean, they may have a totally different spin on the character, but either way, the Green Goblin is a massive enemy in Spider-Man's world. Obviously, you get the Green Goblin and a Hobgoblin. Yeah, so either way, they're Goblin.
Yeah, is there a timeline? And maybe I'm just talking absolute bullshit over here, but is there a timeline, or did something ever happen where the Green Goblin is good? Is there some sort of timeline? Does that ever happen?
A little bit, yeah. But you know when like the enemy of the enemy is my friend kind of thing?
Where they have to work together at some
point. For a bit, just to get something done. But most of the time, no.
That would be interesting. Imagine if they explored that.
Yeah.
Like, there's a common enemy. I don't know. Okay, so that's brilliant. So Green Goblin, that's been announced. And what about this news about DC? Yeah,
so literally as we speak, they literally could be, or they may have already have shown the Aquaman trailer, and this is a good length trailer, not just a teaser.
Yeah.
So as we know, Aquaman is going to be out in November or early December, one of them, which is only 4 or 5 months away.
Yeah.
So the filming has stopped. They've wrapped a while ago.
Yeah.
I would imagine a lot of the visual effects have been applied, and it's all the finishing touches. So showing the trailer to Comic-Con is going to be massive. DC need to raise their profile.
That's a big statement, right?
Exactly. So expect this to be released online officially very soon.
Okay.
At the moment, some DC at the moment are really running Comic-Con at the moment. Marvel don't have their usual presence. They don't have like a Marvel stage this year.
And what do you think that's like on purpose, or
it is on purpose? Marvel have got they're busy working, creating what we want to see.
Yeah.
Also because of it's in between Infinity War and Avengers 4. They don't want to give away too much, and some of the projects that they're working on are not at the stage yet where they can really give the audience what they want to see. So they just sit, but they're just relaxing, And
I think you made a really interesting point last week where you said, it's almost like as if they're going to undo the whole Snapchat.
Yeah.
If they start telling us like who's going to be around,
just undoes it. Yeah.
Then it's like, the stakes aren't really high anymore.
Yeah. So it's like a mole just in its hole, just waiting for the right moment to come out.
Which is what I love. I said, like, just don't give us any more.
Exactly.
Don't give us any more details. Let us just try and figure out. Let us try guess. Let us try, give us something to talk about on these podcasts.
Yeah, exactly.
And wonder and.
Yeah, but saying that, I have got a little bit of a theory.
Okay, go for it.
This is because that Ant-Man and the Wasp has been released in the US and maybe some other countries. In the UK, it got pushed back because of the World Cup. Yeah, gutted. But I've got a bit of a theory as to what I think is going to happen
at
the end credit scene. I think that obviously Ant-Man and the Wasp, I think they're going to go into the microverse, as we saw Ant-Man go into in part 1.
Yeah.
I think they're going to go into the microverse, and do you know who I think they're going to find?
Who?
Obviously, I think they're going to find Janet Van Dyne. Janet Van Dyne.
Which is the original...
Yeah, exactly. Michelle Pfeiffer's character.
Wasp, yeah.
But I also think they're going to pull someone else out. I also think they're going to pull someone else out.
What?
Yeah,
my mind's blown.
I could be totally wrong.
Just wait.
And I haven't heard this officially, but I've put one and one together, and I've come up with 2.5.
Tell me, just spit it out.
At the end of Infinity War.
Yeah.
Spoilers, if you guys ain't seen it, if you ain't seen it, tough. You should have seen it.
Just go watch it now. Come on.
Yeah. So obviously we see Samuel L. Jackson, Nick Fury press the alarm to try and find Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
I think that in Ant-Man and Wasp, they go into the Spider-Verse, the microverse.
Yeah.
I think him pressing the alarm, because where has Miss Marvel been all this time?
Yeah.
I don't know why I think this, but I think something happens in Captain Marvel. I think she gets thrust into another dimension or something.
And
which is the microverse. I think he presses the alarm. That alarm still gets her beeper. I think Ant-Man and the Wasp are somehow in the microverse doing their thing or whatever. They hear a beep, 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 and they look, and I think it's Miss Marvel. They pull out. They find her. I think they pull her out. I think they find Miss Marvel and pull her out, and then that's what brings her back to today. That's what I think, because in the microverse, time doesn't exist. That's why Janet Van Dyne has been there since 50 years ago, or whatever.
And she hasn't aged, or
I don't know. Actually, that's a good question, because it looks like she is going to be older.
Or are they going to do a de-aging on?
I don't know. Actually, good question. But I think Miss Marvel. I think she's in there. I think they pull her out.
That is.
I think they pull her out.
I love how they link the stories together.
I could be totally wrong. I'm just thinking of what I think could be the case.
Let's hope it happens.
Because I think they pull her out. I think someone else is in there too.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's what I think.
I can't wait for this film. Do you know that?
Me too.
I can't wait. I just want to see it, because anything related to Avengers, the next Avengers, I want to see it. What else have we got?
Yes. Also, during Comic-Con, they will show a teaser of the Shazam movie.
So what? This is The Rock, right?
No, that's Black Adam.
Rock
Shazam
is doing Black Adam.
Yeah.
So who plays Shazam?
Shazam's a character called Billy Baxton.
Yeah.
Billy Baxton. He's a young kid who's given these magical powers that he can become almost like a Superman type character.
Yeah.
All he has to do is say the words Shazam, and he's
transformed.
I think they actually described it like Big meets Superman. Because in Big, when he goes to the machine and he gets turned big, but he's still in his mind, he's still a kid.
Yeah.
Shazam's the same character. So he's going to be a kid in his mind, but he's going to look like Superman and be almost as strong or stronger. So the actor that's playing Shazam is actually the actor that played in Thor. Was it Thor Part 1 and 2? Thor had his Soldiers 3 or whatever they call them, Warriors 3, or Sith and the Warriors 3. The one that looks like the sort of musketeer guy. There's the big guy with the axe with the beard. There's the Oriental guy, and then there's another guy who's got like a "Hello, sir."
Oh, so he's right. Okay, yeah.
That's the actor that's playing Shazam. I can't remember his name, but he's been in a few things, but he's playing Shazam.
Oh right.
Yeah,
okay,
so
this is interesting.
It should be interesting. It should be okay. This film, they've been filming for a while. I think they finished filming soon, but we're going to get a teaser.
Because I haven't heard anything about Shazam, any kind of news, whether or not, because sometimes when you're reading through the internet, you hear bits and pieces of information, but I generally haven't heard anything about this.
That's a good thing. It's a good thing. So it should come as a surprise. Shazam. I mean, in the comics, there was a bit of friction between DC and Marvel, because back in the day, Shazam was called Captain Marvel.
What?
Yeah, he was called Captain Marvel. And there was a bit of friction as to who's going to have the rights for it, because they called him Captain Marvel. Marvel was Marvel.
Yeah.
And they settled it over technicality.
Yeah.
So since then, they can't call Shazam Captain Marvel.
Oh my.
Yeah, so it's
days.
a bit of a mad one, that is. But so he's called Shazam now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And then also DC related. So Joaquin Phoenix has now confirmed to be playing the Joker in the Joker origin movie. So we spoke about this, I think last week or week before.
We spoke about it,
and that is confirmed now. So that is going to be going ahead. It's going to be going ahead, like it's literally outside of the rest of the DC universe.
And the things that I've kind of read is that he Joaquin Phoenix, he wanted to play this role because he wanted to bring a kind of different take on the role, and away from the whole kind of the superhero stuff. So ground in reality, and you could say probably closer in tone to Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy.
Yeah,
I mean, I think it's going to be really, really interesting. I think he is an interesting person. I think he brings a lot of kind of depth to the kind of performances that he brings to roles, and I'm really looking forward to this. I just want to see what they do with it.
This is going to be, if you thought the DC universe was dark already, this will be darker. It's going to be launched under a new banner called, I think either it's going to be called Dark DC, something dark, but it's going to go further than what we've seen before because they're going to have their own world to play with. They don't need to worry about continuity. You know, shit can go down.
Yeah.
Scorsese's involved. Shit is gonna go down.
I hope it's got like bad. Listen, I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
It's gonna have bad language. People are gonna die. We're gonna actually see people killed.
This is like, I know Deadpool joked around and said, "You're darker than the DC universe" or whatever. This is gonna be real dark. Like,
I can't wait for this.
No kids allowed dark.
Yeah,
so
this is gonna be
great.
Good. Yeah, so they might be going at the angle of the R-rated.
Yeah, for sure. I think this one should get it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what's different about it? You know. Okay.
I can't wait for that one. Okay, so I think that's a lot of DC stuff. And what else have we got?
Just one I've been interested since I first heard about this one. We all know Jordan Peele, the person responsible for Get Out, which was actually Oscar nominated 2017.
Yep.
And he's in the works of producing his second film, probably actually maybe already finished it, I'm not sure, but it's going to be called Us.
Intriguing.
Us, yeah. So we'll be starring again Daniel Kaluuya, who starred in Get Out. Lupita Nyong'o,
okay,
great actress. Was in Black Panther, been in Star Wars, 12 Years a Slave, great actress. Elizabeth Moss, who's in Handmaid's Tale, which I've never seen, but I do need to.
British actress.
I don't know,
Okay.
I don't know, but I need to see I heard The Handmaid's Tale is really good.
Yeah.
But this film will be coming out in February, and it's the Jordan Peele said that he enjoyed what he'd done with Get Out. It was a horror film, and it looked at race and all that kind of thing, and it was really, really well received. This film will take it that next step, he said. It's also going to be in a horror type thriller vein. Again, it will, I guess, deal with race issues, but he said it's not just going to be about that. It's going to go a lot further.
I'm looking forward to it.
Should be who knows if it's going to be better, but it'll be slightly different. And in that case, it could, propel his career and get the Oscar.
I mean, I hope so, because when Get Out came out, I was like, I wasn't prepared for this film. I wasn't expecting this film. It was interesting. It was funny. It was kind of dark, and it was like the acting was like brilliant. And I just thought the ending, I was like, yeah, man, like make sure you get them all.
Yeah.
Make sure you get them all. It was just brilliant.
Yeah.
I was just like, I loved it. I thought that was brilliant. Okay, so I'm really looking forward to that. I like watching those types of films. So the last thing that I want to mention is a film that I really, really like is Zombieland. So Zombieland 2 has been greenlit. It's in development, and the original cast and crew are all on board. So we're going to see Jesse Eisenberg. Woody Harrelson, Abigail Breslin, Emma Stone. The director from the first one is on board again. So hopefully they're not going to mess this up, and you know what, it's going to be a great film. So looking forward to seeing what these guys are up to after all these years.
Okay.
So ladies and gentlemen, that is your film news. I mean that's loads. If you've got any film news that you want to share with us, please let us know on Twitter, on Facebook, on what else have we got?
On Instagram.
Yeah, post a picture of something that you've heard or seen.
Yeah.
Let us know. We'd love to talk about it. Okay, so moving on to the box office top 10, and we've got a couple of new entries on there. Sitting in at number 10, The Beatles' Yellow Submarine. 50th anniversary.
Yeah. Was that a film or was that music? What is that?
It might be.
It was like a documentary of all their music and stuff.
Of the song.
Okay.
So, I haven't seen this. I've heard the song. We are living in okay, so you know it about. So if anyone out there has seen this documentary, let us know. We'd really love to hear your views. Sitting in at number 9 is Sanju, which was in the top 10 last week, but it's kind of making its way out. I still haven't seen this film. You haven't seen it?
I've not seen the film, no.
Okay, so again, anyone out there, if you've got a review, just do let us know.
Yep.
At number 8, we've got Hereditary. And I mean, we've said a lot about this film.
I love this film. Seen it twice.
Like I said before, if you haven't seen this film, go out and check it out. Let us know what you think, whether you hated it, whether or not you loved it. I mean, I really, really liked it. So I think it's great. Number 7, Patrick?
Clivert or he's a good goal scorer, good headers.
Yeah. Okay, let's see what other Patricks footballers do we know.
I don't know.
Vieira.
Oh, that's it. Yeah,
Come on.
yeah. Of course.
Come on.
Yeah.
He's like one of the main ones. All right. Okay. Sorry, I haven't seen Patrick.
I've not seen Patrick.
You've not seen Patrick.
Nah.
Apart from on the TV.
Yep.
So let's get a review of that somewhere. Number 6, Adrift.
Adrift. I heard about this film too. I think someone that's trying to do or achieve some sort of boat or sailing achievement, and I think something goes wrong in the adrift. And they die.
That's dark, man.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I mean, it stars
some guy in a boat. He's adrift.
I don't even know
And
their
then he
name.
dies.
Like, oh shit. Okay. But at the end of the movie, they all die, and that's it. Okay. Sitting in at number 5 is a film you've seen, and that's
Yeah.
Tag.
Yeah, Tag. Good film. I liked it.
Yeah.
It's halfway there. So it's compared to the week before, it's done just a fraction of its opening weekend.
Sure.
Which is it's okay. It might be there for another couple of weeks, and then I think it will slide out.
Probably slide out, right?
Yeah.
And interestingly, I mean, I didn't know this. You told me this last week. It's based on a true story.
True story, yeah. A bunch of guys who've been playing tag for like 30 years, 25 years, something like that, and
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Only in America.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so what have we got sitting in at number 4 is Sicario 2 Soldado.
Yeah.
Soldier.
Oh,
So look, I've got my soldier with me over here. So
Yeah.
Soldier, what do you think?
Yeah, great. Well, let me not overstate it. I liked it. I wouldn't say it's better than the first, but
Agreed.
it's a good film. I like it.
Agreed,
Yeah, I liked it.
It's not as good as the first one. There's some really interesting things in there. There's more character development. You see some more strong characters,
Yeah.
and it's leading up to this kind of end of this. Like, it's a saga, which I'm sure they're going to kind
I
of.
think there's gonna be another one. I reckon.
Exactly. Talking of kind of sequels and prequels and whatever, we've got Ocean's 8 at number 3.
Yep. So it's still, top 3. So it's been out for a few weeks now. It's still there. So people obviously are enjoying it. I did like it. I didn't love it, but I did like it. There was good elements in it. Parts that I thought, nah, this doesn't really work for me. Again, I still don't know why they're stealing from Cartier. Cartier done nothing to them, and they're stealing their jewelry. They all deserve to get banged up in my book, but
Why is so much stealing in the world? Like, why are they doing
They
this?
steal from people that deserve to get stolen from. Like, what's that show, iRobot or whatever it's called? Not iRobot.
Was that
The one
one?
where the guy hacks into government organizations because they got secrets, or that guy that comes on Amazon, I think.
Yeah, Mr. Robot.
Mr. Robot, sorry, yeah, iRobot, Mr. Robot. So at least he's got like a thing, he's doing it for a reason.
Exactly.
Like, so,
There's some like ethical
Exactly.
or for society.
yeah, even if it's wrong, it's like it's wrong, but it's for the right thing. If you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Whereas this is just wrong.
Yeah. Stealing and like I said before, if you go back 2 episodes, download the show, listen to what we thought about Ocean's 8, and there are things in it, like you said, which are really interesting. They are really good. There's some good acting in there, but there's some things in there which I just think, oh my god, it just don't make sense. And the thing that did it for me was Anne Hathaway's role.
Yeah.
I just didn't get that.
Okay.
So watch the film, let us know what you think and whether or not you agree. Sitting in at number 2 is, wow, it's still in there, Jurassic
Park.
World.
Yeah, Jurassic World. Yeah, has that gone up again or something? 'Cause I think it was number 3 last time.
It was number 1, it came out of number 1, then it went back to number 1, and now it's number 2.
They're still pulling in good figures. I reckon, like I said last week, a lot of the like kids that have finished college or school or whatever, university, they've given it a new they've picked it up and gone to see it, and I think that's why it's still quite high up. It could be number 1 next week. Who knows?
Who knows?
But there's a couple of films that have gone from the list that make me sad. Infinity War's gone. Deadpool's gone. I'm sad.
Blade Runner's gone because I was in it for bloody about 6-7 weeks.
Exactly.
But okay, so the UK's number 1 film is The First Purge.
Yeah. The First Purge.
I've seen. Well, I saw The Purge. I saw the second Purge. Was there a third one?
Election Year is a third one. Yeah.
And then this is the fourth
This is
one.
the fourth
and this
one.
is predates
Yeah,
all of those ones.
yeah.
So I liked the first one with Ethan Hawke. I did like the second one with that guy from Grillo, I think his name is.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's from
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier,
Yeah.
and he's a comic book character in Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
What,
Crossbones.
Crossbones.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Always reminds me of Deathstroke.
Yeah.
It's just like, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I liked it. I didn't see the third one.
Okay, neither did I.
Okay, so I'm not sure. I haven't seen this one.
Yeah, I've seen this one.
Okay, so give us a quick rundown.
I don't want to spoil it for people, but yeah, I had a couple of good moments, but I just wasn't feeling it, you know.
Yeah.
It just lacked for me. There was just the characters just didn't. I mean, a couple of the characters I could feel, you know, their struggle and stuff like that. But yeah, you had this drug dealer kingpin guy that turned out to be the hero, but he's still a drug dealer kingpin.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just a bit weird, and the baddies weren't really that strong for me. And,
Sure.
it's just a bit of a weak film, and the ending was so dry.
Oh gosh.
The ending was so dry. I was like, "What is this? It?" Even the people sitting next to me were like, "Is that it?" And they were like, "Nah." I mean, just to put it into perspective, it is number one, only by about 400,000. Because obviously it's a new film,
Yeah.
but Jurassic World has been out for weeks, and it's done almost the same in that week. So, you know, next week The Purge will not be there, guaranteed.
Yeah, it'll be
No way.
it'll be way lower. It'll drop down like a lot. So, any big name actors in there?
What's her name? Is it Melissa Tomei? Is that her?
Marissa Tomei.
Marissa Tomei, yeah.
Aunt
May, she's in it. Yeah, she's in it.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
she's lovely. I love her.
She's in it, and there's a few other up and coming sort of actors that I don't really know personally, but
Sure.
they're good actors. But yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think Deval's silence.
It should be the last Purge, as far as I'm concerned. It should be the last. Yeah.
That's a good one. Okay, so those are your films for the box office top 10. Ladies and gents, we're now going to look at what's on Blu-ray and what's on streaming. So, Deval, what have we got?
Yeah, on Blu-ray, on Blu-ray out this week, we have Tomb Raider. This is the new one, Alicia Vikander, yeah. So I watched this in the cinema.
I watched it in cinema as well, yeah.
It was actually quite refreshing. It was quite good.
Yeah.
She done a really good portrayal of the character. She really worked out. She done a lot of training. I saw sort of the making of it. She worked out a lot.
Really?
Upper body strength, because she's hanging around a lot and stuff.
Yeah.
Acting's good. The story sort of holds up. The action was quite good, and I think they are definitely looking to make more. So they didn't give us too much.
Sure.
But yeah, it was decent. It was decent, you know. It wasn't. It didn't blow me away, but it was decent.
Absolutely. That's what I was going to say. It didn't kind of like, you know, it wasn't like, wow, this is something that I'm going to kind of like tell my mum about. But I mean, you know, yeah, it did the job. Introduction to the new Lara Croft, like Alicia Vikander.
Yeah.
And what I liked was, I'm not sure if you remember, at the end when she goes back to the pawn shop, not PAWN. She picks up the guns. I just love that way she picks up the guns.
That was in the trailer, but then we didn't see it in the whole film. So I thought, oh, what's happening? But then at the end you get the payoff. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, so Tomb Raider's out. What else have we got?
We got Gringo.
Now tell me, hang on, is this Mel Gibson?
No, Gringo is it's got Daniel Olalalu. He's a British actor. It's also got Chopley, the one that was in District 9 that works a lot with the director of the new Neil Blomkamp. Yeah. So I can't remember his first name. Chopley something.
Yeah.
South African actor.
South African actor. Yeah.
Yeah. It's got also the guy that was in the spy thriller with Jennifer Lawrence that came out recently.
Edgerton.
He's in it. It's also got Charlize Theron. She's in it. Yeah, so Gringo is it's a story about this salesman who is played by David Olalayo, if I'm saying his name correctly, and he's working in a team with Charlize Theron and Edgerton, and they kind of double cross him.
Oh shit!
They set him up to do a transaction with someone who's a gangster.
Yeah,
shit goes tits up.
Yeah,
and this David's character,
I love that. Shit goes tits up.
Yeah. David's character is like fighting for his life. He's trying to run from these gangsters. He's he's in Mexico. So this is set in America. He goes to Mexico
brilliant.
to do this transaction, and he's in like cartel land, you know. So he tries to. It's like a comedy sort of thriller type thing, and he enlists the help of Chopley's character to try and protect him. It's funny. It's a funny film, and he's got like a Nigerian accent in this film.
Oh, really?
So that also brings a bit of a dynamic edge to it.
Yeah,
but I did enjoy it.
Okay,
I did enjoy the film. It was different, and all the characters sort of stand out. Well, yeah, it was a funny film. I did like it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I like that sort of one because it reminded me when I saw Gringo there. I thought it was this because Mel Gibson was in this film called Get the Gringo. What I Did on My Summer Vacation or something like that, and it's kind of.
Two totally different titles, you realise.
Yeah, I know. But it's like fish out of water type of guy. Yeah. Like, this Yank in Mexico you got a Nigerian in Mexico.
Because Gringo means like American is it like Latin America or something?
Yeah, it's like what they call like the Yanks and like or basically anyone foreigner. Okay. So it's like, so, but it is closely associated with kind of like a Yank going over there and stuff like that. Okay. So what else have we got?
Mum and Dad.
All right, tell us about this
I actually saw this film.
Yeah.
During the week. It's weird. I actually saw this film during the week. Mum and Dad stars Nicolas Cage and Selma Blair. Yeah.
Selma Blair is from what's her name? Hellboy.
Her. Exactly. Yeah. So Nicolas Cage, Selma Blair. This is like a comedy horror. Quite funny actually, and it's a film that. Basically, Selma Blair and Nicolas Cage are parents to these. They've got a couple of kids, one sort of teenage girl and a younger boy. And it's weird. Something happens in this film. I think it's to do with the TV signal or something happens that makes all the parents want to kill their kids. It's really weird. It kind of reminded me of a film that I saw a few years ago. I think it came out in 2007 called Children. And that's a film where the children try to kill the adults.
Shit.
But that's a lot more dark.
Yeah.
A lot more dark. A British film. It's worth a watch.
Wow.
It's called The Children, and they want to kill the adults, and it's crazy.
Hell.
But this one's the other way around. The parents want to kill their kids.
Yeah.
And they actually go for it.
And what, like in a comedic way, or is it like...
It's not dark, so it's a little bit of a comedic way, because you're thinking, hold on, why? Because literally there's a scene where school finishes, and you got all these all the parents standing outside
with machine guns.
It's not even that. It's like, I think, okay, let's say school finishes at 3:30.
Yeah.
You got a bunch of their parents standing outside at 2:30, and the head teacher's like, look at all these parents all stand. Can't they wait? And then, but they don't know that the teachers don't know that the parents are there to kill the kids when they come out. So the parents are all standing there angry looking, waiting for these kids to come out. And then some of them start getting like agitated. So they try and climb over the fence, and then security guards have to try and stop them.
And the security guard doesn't know what's...
No, exactly.
They just want to come and pick the kids up.
Exactly. So then one of the kids is standing there thinking, like they're getting anxious, thinking, oh, my mum's there, like, what's going on? So that kid jumps over the fence to the mum. When the mum gets him, she stabs him in the eye. She stabs the kid, and then that's when people realise something is wrong. Something is wrong, yeah? And then that's when shit starts to happen. Parents are trying to grab their kids and kill them. People are running away from their kids. It's mad, mayhem. And then you start seeing people in different pockets. So you see different houses where like this boy comes home and his dad is... like there's a mess, doesn't know what the mess is about. He says, oh, where's my sister? Like, and he sees her, she's dead, and the dad looks to him and then goes at it. It's literally like something happens, I don't know what it is, but they all just want to kill their kids. So Nicolas Cage and Selma Blair try and kill their kids.
Oh my God.
So like they team up, and the thing is, they don't know why they want to do it. There's no explanation. They don't know why, but they just know they need to kill their kids.
And at the end of the movie, does the audience get an explanation?
You don't get an explanation. That's the good thing about it. That's the really good thing about it. They don't get an explanation.
Wow.
And there's one other funny thing that happens in it before the end. So Nicolas Cage his parents come round. So his parent is you know the guy that plays Bishop in Aliens.
Yes,
Henrik something.
Lance Henriksen.
That's the one. Yeah. So he's Nicolas Cage's dad, and his mum comes. They knock the door, and there's a moment of silence, and then they try and kill Nicolas Cage because that's his parents, isn't it? So it's like So there's a scene where Nicolas Cage is trying to kill his kid, and Nicolas Cage's dad is trying to kill him. There's like 3 generations at it in one scene.
It's have crazy. To watch this film.
It's mad, and I'm not going to spoil the ending, but yeah, there's not a definitive answer, which is a good thing.
Okay,
because no one knows what is going on.
Holy shit!
It's a crazy film. Mum and
Dad.
Know
what? I'm sold.
Yeah,
I'm absolutely sold. I got to track this film down.
I've got it. I'll give it to you.
Okay, make sure. Okay, so and what's on streaming and trailers? What have we got new on there?
Oh, we've got Wolf of Wall Street. Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, we've got Wolf of Wall Street. So this is the Leo DiCaprio, Martin Scorsese directed.
Martin Scorsese.
So this has been out for a while now.
Out for a while, yeah. 2000 and was it 11 or something, or 12 or 13 or?
And I remember watching this in the cinema. It was about Martin Belfont, or.
Oh yeah. Because it's a true story, wasn't it?
Based on true stories. And this is what got Leo his Oscar.
That was Revenant.
Sorry,
he got nominated for this one.
He got nominated for this one, but he got the Oscar for Revenant. And a lot of people were saying, "Oh, he should have got the Oscar for this."
Yeah.
But then he came in with the Revenant, and then he got it.
Yeah.
And you know what? So the rest is all history. But I mean, this film is crazy. It's mad. You see the journey of this guy. You know, he's starting off as a junior broker in Wall Street, and he makes his way up to become the head of, like, you know, this massive company. Loads of shit going on behind the scenes, drug taking, sex, rock and roll, you name it. Margot Robbie,
Jinx, she plays a great role, a breakout role for her.
Fantastic. And you know what gets me all the time? Her accent, her New York accent that she does in there.
Spot on.
It is fucking wicked.
She's Australian.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
I just can't, like, you know, get it. So, and I got a shout out. Jonah Hill as well. I think he got nominated for Best Supporting Actor.
Oh, okay.
But also, it's got bringing it home to like England a bit. Joanna Lumley.
Yeah, she's in it. Yeah. I was like, what? Yeah.
Where did this come from?
And Matthew McConaughey's in it. Yeah.
What's that thing that he does?
It's some crazy chant.
Yeah. So that's out on Netflix. Now, another film that I want to mention, and it's out in a couple of weeks' time on the 27th of July, is a film called Extinction. Yeah,
you mentioned this on Facebook and on Instagram and so on.
And I saw the trailer, and obviously I hadn't heard anything about this film. And it stars Michael Pena, and we know Michael Pena from Ant-Man.
Yeah. Was he in Crash as well?
He was in Crash.
Yeah.
He had kind of like that was one of his like breakout performances.
Yeah.
And this is a post-apocalyptic movie again.
Oh.
And set in the future. He knows the events. He basically has dreams.
Oh.
And he knows what's coming. And he has to try and save the world, or save the day, or save his family.
Michael Pena, yeah? So he's the leading guy in this.
This is his first time leading performance.
Oh, good.
So I think, you know, it's interesting. Well, you know, it's coming out on the 27th. I'm definitely going to watch it. Also, you've got on here...
Yeah, Unfriended. Dark Web.
Now, tell us about this one.
It's one of them horror films. It's I think it's the producers of like The Purge and or like Blumhouse, or one of those sort of producing houses. But this is the third one. I think there's one called, is it Friend Request or Unfriend? There's a few friendly Facebooky kind of films that are,
and I saw one
like
of them.
lost footage type, styled films, and this is the third one. But the trailer looks quite good. These sorts of films are cheap jump scares. I'm not going to lie and say it's going to be the greatest horror film.
Exactly.
But if you want to go on a date, take someone out with you, so you're clutching the whole time. This is a great film to get the frighteners out. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's one of those ones. But yeah, this is out towards the end of the year, so should be okay.
We'll check that one out.
And then The Nun.
Now,
this one here. This is going to be a better quality of horror film.
Yeah.
So The Nun is a prequel. It's The Nun. So it's going from the Conjuring, the Conjuring 1, Conjuring 2. We had Annabelle Creation. So The Nun it derives from all of that. So the evil, oh man,
Man.
the evil in these people, man.
And this face, the
yeah.
face on this nun. Oh my God.
You think of a nun as like a holy figure,
Like,
you know?
like, angelic.
Yeah. None of that. There's none of that.
and the thing is, we've been introduced to this nun character. We've been teased this from
The Conjuring. Was it 1 or 2?
It was, yeah.
I think part 2 when towards the end
you see the
nun
picture,
and
the way it comes out of so this dark presence has been around for a while.
And in the trailer there's a mad jump scare. Even when I saw the trailer, I was
like it got me as well. And the nun in the film, sorry, not the scary nun, but the younger nun in the film is Vera Farminger's sister in real life.
In real life? Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Can you believe it?
Keeping it in the family. Okay.
So, so I'm really looking forward to watching that one.
Oh.
That's really great. So what have we got now on Anniversary Corner?
Anniversary Corner. So
I love that.
Going from 10 years, 2008, Tropic Thunder.
Oh my days! Seeing Tony Stark, like with blackface,
Exactly.
it's like
it makes me think actually. Like then, nothing happened, but now there'd be a riot.
Imagine
for that.
if that happened now.
There'd be a riot. Trust me.
This film's got so many actors in it. It's just like
it takes piss out of a lot of things, doesn't it?
Everything.
Like, just all the sort of hot, action hero tropes and stuff. And I think what's the other film that was in the jungle that was like a Platoon or something, or Apocalypse Now, all that kind of stuff, and
does
Rambo
all of those.
and all those.
It does all of that sort of stuff. And I mean, I'm not sure if our audiences know, but Tom Cruise is in this film as well.
Yeah. Oh, that bit's funny. Yeah, his bit's funny
when he does the dance.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And you know who it reminds me? It reminds me of Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, the sort of character.
That kind of like dodgy, like that kind of like boisterous type of thing, and like
fat cat.
Exactly. And his fingers is like massive. So I thought Tom Cruise being in this film was just like, oh my God.
Stiller in it. Ben Stiller is it, and Jack Black is it?
Ben Stiller, Black Jack, Steve Coogan, Tom Cruise. Matthew McConaughey's in it as well.
Is he? Oh my gosh, damn, yeah.
Matthew McConaughey's in it as well. So you've got loads of kind of like, these big Hollywood actors, and it's all being put together by Ben Stiller.
Yeah.
So Ben Stiller had this idea, and he, apparently, like when I was reading up on this and when I was
he directed
watching
it as well, didn't he? Yeah.
He directed it, and he said, look, he asked Tom Cruise, look, you know what, will you be in this film? I've got a really brilliant role for you. And Tom Cruise wrote back and said, listen, I'll do it, but I want to do it like this. I want to do it in prosthetics and all that sort of stuff.
Okay.
And they were like, okay, go for it.
That was a good cherry on the cake. That was funny.
That was brilliant, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, wow, 10 years, man.
2008, same year Iron Man came out. Imagine that. Yeah.
2008 is a great
Dark
year.
Knight. Yeah.
What else?
A few things.
There's a few things.
Yeah.
Okay, so what else have we got?
So 15 years ago, 28 days later, 2003.
Wow.
Great film.
Great film.
Great.
Cillian Murphy.
Yep, that's right.
Danny Boyle.
Naomi Harris. Yep.
Was that a debut?
One of them, I would think so. Yeah, one of them. Like major breakthroughs. Yeah.
And it's not. I just think at that time, did we have a lot of zombie films? I think that was the start of it, right?
It was a different type of zombie because those zombies were running, isn't it? They weren't like walking around chilling. I'll get there when I get there kind of zombies.
Yeah.
These were in a rush, like rush hour, getting to
I'm hungry,
central London on the tube kind of zombies,
And then they followed it up with 28 weeks later.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but no, it was just that scene when he wakes up and London's like, just
derelict.
It's hard to do. What time did they have to film that?
I know.
Close down all the roads.
How did
stuff,
they do it? I just think, wow.
And the music was really good as well for that.
So that's good. So that's 15 years for 20 days later. Wow. We've also got here a film 20 years, so made in 1998, and it's Meet Joe Black. Do you remember this one?
Meet Joe Black, Brad Pitt. Yeah.
Brad Pitt.
Was it one where he's and Anthony Hopkins? Yeah.
That's
Is it the one where he's some sort of? Is he an alien or something?
He's not an alien. He plays Death.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah.
He plays Death.
Yeah.
And he gives Anthony Hopkins, it's basically his last few days.
Oh yes, yeah.
So he spends his time with Anthony Hopkins, and he says to Anthony Hopkins, "Look, you've got a few days. Basically, get your affairs in order." And when it first came out, I was like, "Oh, like it's a bit too long." But when I watched it again, I was like, actually, it's a decent film. It's like, you know, it's a slow moving film, and it kind of poses those questions, those deep, questions that I think that we all have, like, you know, what is the meaning of life? Like, what are you going to do with your life?
Yeah.
If someone was going to write your obituary, what would they say about you?
Yeah.
What legacy do you want to leave behind?
Yeah.
You know, it's about love, it's about loss, it's about death, it's about growing old, it's about what you do for the people that you leave behind.
Yeah.
Whether or not you've shown enough love to the people you leave behind. And it's interesting.
You're getting deep. What?
Seriously, man. These
you
films
are getting deep.
And you know the reason why? It gives you time, because the film's fucking 3 hours long.
Gordon Bennett.
Bro, the film is so long. It's really, really long, right? But it doesn't feel like as if it's like kind of dragging on. So I kind of, I put this down in the anniversary corner.
Again, because I think I saw it ages ago. That's the one where Brad Pitt does a Jamaican accent, is it?
Spot on, man. So basically, he goes to the hospital, and there's a Jamaican lady. She's not well, and she can see him for who he is because she's
spiritual kind of thing, yeah.
And she's on a she's basically
she's gonna go. Okay.
And they say that when you know it's your time,
you get
you know it, you get the signs and stuff. And then she's looking at him, and she's like, you know, speaking in like Jamaican patois. And it's just like, Brad Pitt, he's pulling this off, man.
He's got skills, you know. I'm telling you, that guy, he's got skills.
He's good, man.
He's got skills.
So I nominated that one for Anniversary Corner. And another film that I nominated, which was made 20 years ago, was Rush Hour.
Damn. Do you know what? It's funny you mentioned that, because about a week and a half ago, it was on telly, and I watched about 20 minutes of it, and I thought to myself, hold on, Chris Tucker, like, he looks not much different 20 years later.
It's crazy, man. But I remember Rush Hour, there was huge hype about this because it was Jackie Chan had tried to crack America from the 80s.
Okay.
And I followed Jackie Chan's career from
Drunken Master.
Oh man, Master with the Cracked Fingers, like Snake and the Eagle's Shadows. Like, oh man, huge fan. And he tried to break into America in the 80s with two films called The Protector and another film called Cannon Creek Brawl.
See, I hadn't heard of it.
Obscure, I know.
I think I heard Rumble in the Bronx, and I don't know if that was after this or...
That was way after. That was 93.
Oh, okay.
And what happened was he made Rumble in the Bronx, and it was actually filmed in Canada. Canada or Australia. Yeah.
It's not even in the Bronx.
I know, it's made in Canada. And what happened was, it was a massive success. Because of the budget that they put into this film, it was a huge success. And then Brett Ratner, the director of Rush Hour, was like, listen, I'm a huge fan of Jackie Chan. I've been a huge fan of his for a while. We got to bring this guy into America again and do it properly.
Yeah.
And he waited. And it took Jackie Chan 30 years to break into America.
Yeah.
And it was a huge hit.
Yeah.
Massive.
It's worth it.
Definitely. Chris Tucker, Loudmouth, Jackie Chan, the kicks.
Never touch a black man's radio, innit?
Brilliant one.
I understand that one, though.
Don't you touch it. And you know what?
It does something to me. I don't know what it is. It's like something inside me starts to set off. I'm looking at them thinking, what the fuck are they doing?
What?
Move your fingers.
How did you just touch my stereo?
And they touch it and it hurts.
And also the bit where they start cussing their mums and dads. It's just so funny. It's brilliant. So I added that one on the anniversary corner, which I thought was brilliant. And what else have we got? Oh, sorry. Before we move on, and I got to say, I met Jackie Chan.
Serious? Nah, shut up.
Bro, the Flicksters, man. Shut up. Listen, we rub shoulders. So this is a while ago, yeah? This is when I was 18 years old.
Okay.
I was working at Heathrow Airport, and like on the till or something, I'm going to bloody see Jackie Chan. I got off my till. I had a queue there, right? Seriously, I was like, I ran over. I was like, Jackie, I'm your biggest fan. Like, please, can you give me an autograph? And he got me an autograph. I still got the autograph. I'm going to put a picture of it on Twitter.
Okay, yeah.
And I chatted to him for about a minute. I was like, "What you doing? Where have you come from? What you working on? Blah 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 blah." Like, and that was it. It was brilliant. But I met him.
Jackie Chan,
Jackie Chan in the house, man. Seriously. Whew. Okay, go. What you got?
I don't know, this title just makes me laugh. That's why I put it on there, you know. But this is 1993, 25 years ago. Free Willy. Free Willy.
What a name!
I don't know.
And what is it about?
I can imagine so many porno films being like using this title, Free Willy 1, Free Willy 2.
And just for our audiences, so our audiences know, it's not about like a penis. Yeah, it's definitely not about a penis. What is it about?
It's about a whale, isn't it? A killer whale, is it?
Which could be a euphemism for a bloody penis. So, like, you know,
a kid's relationship with a killer whale that I think is in captivity, and I think he wants to let him loose or something.
And I'm sure like there's loads of kids out there who do want to do that.
You know, I'll be honest, I haven't seen this film.
Bro, I haven't seen this film.
I haven't seen this film.
When it came out in '93, I was like, I'm not going to watch this.
Nah, it looked too soppy for me, man.
Exactly.
But them kids with the bowl haircuts. I hate that. In Hollywood, they love that. The bowl haircuts.
And also there was a Free Willy too.
Yeah.
Can you believe they got a sequel out of it?
Yeah. I can believe it.
I know. All right,
I'm sure there's been a free as well, but just like a straight to DVD version or something.
Possibly. Okay, so one film I know that we have seen on this anniversary corner
is Big. Yeah, and there's a reason why I put these on here. Like I put 28 Days on there for a reason. I'll touch on that later. But Big, 1988, 30 years. Big it's a great film, and we mentioned Big earlier on, so it's not by coincidence. And I talked about Shazam, when Big meets Superman. Not a coincidence.
Deval, man, you've got it. You've got the touch, man. Seriously, tell us about it.
So Big. Yeah, again, when I've seen this film a few times, and it is one of those films that you remember for forever. You know, but even now, I'm a child inside. I'm just in an adult's body.
Exactly.
So I can understand where the big character's coming from. So Big, obviously, the young boy goes to the Sultan or the Zoltan, like a fortune telling sort of arcade machine, and. He's given he's given a coin or something happens, and the next day he wakes up in an adult's body, but still with his own like child mind.
Yeah.
And he's got to live, you know, go to work and, you know, meet older women, doesn't know how to talk to them, and it's crazy, you know.
Crazy. And then obviously the scene in the what do you call it? You know, the piano. The piano.
Yeah. I mean, the piano on the floor,
That's brilliant, isn't it? It's just one of those movie magic moments.
Yeah.
Actually, that could be one that we do. But anyway, so look, it is a great film, and I just can't believe it's 30 years old.
Big. Yeah, exactly. Time flies, man.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks.
He's still making them hits, man.
Yeah.
He's still doing it. And they came out with another film which was 13 going on 30, which was kind of like very similar, but kind of like on a female perspective.
Okay.
So Jennifer Garner,
Okay.
Electra, she was kind of like, you know, in that as well. So there's films out there where that experience. And listen, as a kid, who hasn't wanted to kind of wish they were big?
Yeah.
You know, you've always get that like, oh God, I wish I was older to get into that place, or wish I could do this, wish I could do that. So
exactly,
every kid's dream. Brilliant. So, ladies and gents, those are your films for Anniversary Corner. We hope you loved them. If you got a film that you want us to have a look at, or a film that you want us to recommend for Anniversary Corner, hit us up. Let us know. Send us an email. Get us on Twitter. Send us a message on Facebook, on Instagram. You know our deets. Just go ahead and do it. All right. So, moving on to film reviews, and we've got some cracking ones over here. Now, I want to quickly mention, I'm not going to spend too much time on this one. This is Hotel Artemis that I want to mention. So I saw this a couple of days ago.
You've actually seen it?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay, so I made some notes on this
I need to see this as well. Oh, man. Okay. Okay, go on. Let's have it.
All right. Okay. So first of all, let's go through the kind of the basics first. Directed by Drew Pearce, this is his first film. However, Deval, you might know this Drew Pearce as being the co-writer of Iron Man 3.
Oh, Iron Man 3, the one I hate.
This is what I was going to say.
Lost me now.
Yeah, exactly. So already you might be thinking, oh, I'm not sure, because Iron Man 3, was it, you know, is it a great Marvel film? That's up for debate, and we can kind of speak about that. But Drew Pearce, he co-wrote Iron Man 3. Also, he's written other stuff as well. He's at number one. He's a British.
Okay.
And he wrote. Did you ever hear about this? He came up with the story of Mission Impossible: Rogue Nation.
Is it?
This guy, Drew Pearce, I've never heard of this guy. Not only that, he's credited for being the creator of a TV show about superheroes called Heroics.
No.
Where?
Oh.
Like, I've just never even heard of this guy. So Drew Pearce, he came up with a TV show, a comedy show called Heroics, and it's based on superheroes.
No.
Never heard of it. Now, I've got to say one thing, right? I saw the trailer for this like a while back, and I was like, yes, yes, I want to see this film. Jodie Foster, Sterling K. Brown, who's big in
Black Panther.
Black Panther, This Is Us.
Yeah.
Great actor, right? So I saw the trailer and I thought, you know what? It's got everything what I want. A bank job that goes wrong. Two brothers, set in the future. It's got Jeff Goldblum. It's got Jodie Foster. It's got Zachary Quinto. Like,
Spock. Sylar.
Silas in it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, now that's going back some time.
Yeah.
So you got all these great guys in there, and it promised so much. And I got to say, right, with a heavy heart, it didn't deliver.
Serious.
In my eyes, it did not deliver.
Damn.
Right? So all I got to just say is, you get those films where they don't do well at the box office.
Yeah.
But then later on, 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, they
like
have this
Scarface done that, didn't it?
Scarface, something like that, right? This film has not done well at the box office, and it's,
Hold on, is it in the cinema?
Yeah.
Do you know what? I didn't even see it listed in my.
Well, there you go.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Isn't
Okay.
that telling? I saw it on Tuesday.
Oh.
I saw it.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw it on Tuesday. So, but mind you, that was a pre-screening though.
Oh, okay.
So
Maybe
I'm
that's
not
why.
sure if it's
Okay.
kind of like out.
Okay,
But
okay.
that was like a
Because
pre-screening.
you go to special events because you got early access to.
I get I get early access to this sort of
lucky
stuff.
you.
So yeah, well, I rub shoulders with Jackie. So what do you think? Oh, and Henry Cavill, by the way.
Of course. Oh yeah. Oh, is
We'll
it?
speak about
Your
that.
mate Henry
Yeah,
Cavill.
my mate
Oh
Henry.
yeah.
So-
So you got a picture of you two together,
Right,
which
that's
you
going
need
up.
to-
That is going up on Twitter as well. This is no joke, guys. No bullshit. So Hotel Artemis, right? It's set in the future. It's set in a near future. No, would you say 10 years away from now is the near future?
That's near future. I
So-
would say. Yeah.
So 2028, set in the future. And one thing that I did like about this film, though, was the production value, the production design, the set design was absolutely brilliant. Fuses the old with the new.
Okay.
So you might get a really derelict building, like an old 70s style hotel, but you'll have futuristic buttons.
Oh.
You get like, when you press the button on a lift and you get that, the arrow goes one and it goes to two, like that, right? So you've got those mixture of the old and the new.
Oh, okay. Retro future kind of.
Exactly.
Okay.
And this is set in LA. So two brothers are hitting up a bank and the bank job is not going well and they get shot to bits.
Oh.
They get shot to bits, right? And they need a place to hide out, number one, and a place to get better. So what do? They check in to the Hotel Artemis. And the person running the Hotel Artemis is Jodie Foster. She's been there for 25 years. And she's basically the foundation of that hotel. She set it up under kind of like circumstances which we're not sure about at the moment. But she set this up so that criminals can go there and have a safe place.
What? So it's a bit like Continental.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
In John Wick.
So it's like that. So you check into Hotel Artemis. If you're a criminal, you know what? No problem. You get fixed up. And when I was watching this film, I was like, shit, but Curling Stay Brown, he's been shot up. His brother's been shot up. What's happening over here? But remember, this is the future. So the technology that they got in this hotel, they will create you a 3D liver.
Serious.
Take your bullets out, man. They got the machinery to do it. So that sort of stuff was really, really interesting. And at the back of my head, I was thinking, yep, okay, this film's going to start. It's going to start. I'm seeing it. Come on. When's it going to start? And it just didn't start for me. The standout performance, Sterling K. Brown, he is brilliant. And he makes those kind of subtle scenes work really, really well. So he says a lot without actually saying anything. And he's one of those actors where, you read his face and you think, wow, I can feel what he's going through. But I do have to say, Dave Bautista.
Oh, he's in it as well. What?
Drax.
Yeah.
Drax is in this, right? And he is fucking hilarious. He is brilliant. And he brings that dry wit, that, sardonic sense of humor that he has in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
He brings it to this as well.
Okay.
So he's definitely worth watching for this movie. Jeff Goldblum's in it. And he's wasted. Wasted. Like he was in Fallen Kingdom. I thought he was wasted. In this one, he's wasted. Zachary Quinto, he raises it up a notch. We spoke about Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
Like, hamming it up. Oh my God, what the hell is Sylar doing, man? in this movie.
Serious?
Shouty, like screaming, brooding. And I was like, this is Nicolas Cage.
Oh my god.
So he's doing this, right? So Jodie Foster is obviously believable as the person running the hotel. You know, she's got some issues that she's had to be dealing with for the last 22 years. There was a death in her family. You know, we don't know exactly how the death happened, so I'm not going to say anything about that.
Yeah.
However, you know that she's going through some trouble. She's dealing with issues. She's got, I'd say she's an alcoholic because she drinks quite a lot in this movie as well. But you know, she's a good-natured person. You know, she's there to help people regardless of whatever the situation is. And behind all this, the backdrop of this bank heist and, you know, these two brothers going into this hotel, there's riots going on. So there's a bit of an element, there's a political element, and the riots are there because there's not enough water.
Okay, like a drought, or is it like a worldwide thing?
Not a worldwide thing, but the big businesses, the big companies within the film, they're controlling the water. So the working class people, the people from the streets, they rise up and they fight back. So you got all this kind of shit going on in the background, but at the same time you've got these two brothers who are trying to get themselves fixed up, trying to get out of the Hotel Artemis. But at the same time, you've also got Jeff Goldblum, who's the kingpin of the whole city, who also needs to be checked into the hotel.
Oh my gosh. He's like the grandmaster again, yeah?
Basically, yeah. And so you've got all these different elements, and for me, it doesn't deliver.
Okay.
It just kind of, I was waiting for this kind of, you know, the big action scene, the big shootout. That doesn't happen. It's got Sophia, I think her name is Sophia Boutella.
Yeah, yeah.
She's a French actress.
Yeah.
We've seen her in Kingsman.
Yeah, and the Mummy with Tom Cruise.
That was it. She's in that one, and she has like a fight scene at the end. But I mean, in the end,
yeah.
I just thought, come on, man, there's so much promise. The trailer looked really, really good, and I left feeling, yeah, you know what? I wish this was a different movie.
So you're telling me it's better I check in at the Holiday Inn or the Premier Inn rather than Hotel Artemis, yeah? I can pay online as well and save 10%.
You know what? Just check in at a bed and breakfast, just like
or motel.
Yeah. Yeah. So
okay.
I got to say, right.
How many stars would you give this hotel?
Well, it's definitely. It doesn't have a pool, so that's one thing. So it loses a star for that one. But no, I mean this is a 2-star.
2-star hotel.
Yeah, this is a 2-star hotel.
Out of what?
5 star. Well,
out of 5. Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
5 stars.
Okay.
I mean, like if we do 1.5, 2.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, room service. Forget about it.
Oh my
There's no room service. But no. All jokes aside, I thought I was really, really, really looking forward to this film because I really like Sterling K. Brown. And this guy is like an Emmy. He's an Emmy winner. He's like a Golden Globe winner. He is hot property in America right now, and you're going to be seeing a lot of him on the screens.
Yeah.
And I was like, come on, this isn't like, give him something better than this. So yeah, so 1.5 to 2 stars.
Okay.
For this one, I'm afraid, Deval. But I'd like you to go and check it out.
I will watch it. Yeah, I will watch it at some point.
Go check it out and
let you know how I feel. Yeah.
Let me know how I feel, and let the audience know.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for that. An insightful review of Hotel Artemis. Which hotel I ought to miss. Sorry.
You know what? You get 10 more points if you follow that up with something.
So I can't think now. Okay, so what did I see this week? I saw Skyscraper.
Okay, tell me about this one.
Skyscraper with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. And I must say, he still is the most electrifying person in all entertainment. If you smell what The Rock is cooking.
Does he do the eyebrow thing in here?
He doesn't. He doesn't need to. He doesn't need to do it anymore, does he? I mean, he's a bona fide actor. He's a really good performer.
Yeah.
When he's on screen, he owns the screen. For me, this film was good. It wasn't great. It was good. The thing for me that made this film good, I mean, it kind of reminded me of I wouldn't say Poor Man's, but like a different version of Die Hard in a tower building It's an advanced building, really, really advanced building.
Yeah.
It's in China, and he's like he used to be a war veteran. He had I don't want to spoil it too much, but he was a war veteran. He's no longer a veteran anymore. He's back in civilian society doing a job. He's like a safety, a skyscraper safety inspector. So he's here to inspect this massive, technologically advanced skyscraper in China. He takes his family there as well. His wife, Nev Campbell, who is a military physician. So,
and you know what? I say a big shout out.
Yeah.
You pronounce the name right. It's Nev Campbell.
Oh,
a lot of people say Neve.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even notice. Yeah. I didn't notice, but yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And if you're listening to Neve, I said Neve on purpose. Nev, sorry. Listen to Nev, you're welcome.
Yeah.
So she's his wife. He's got twins actually, a boy and a girl. But yeah, so the thing that made this film different for me was that Dwayne Johnson, I should say, rather than The Rock, his character does have a weakness that his characters don't usually have, which for me, it gives the story, it gives his character a bit more respect, because he's a muscular guy. He's a physically, he's a muscular, physically superior guy compared to anyone else you usually see on the screen. So anytime he's faced with a obstacle, if he's got to fight or if he's got to run or save someone, he's able to do it because he's in top tip shape. But in this film, without giving away too much, he's not. He does have a weakness. He does have I don't say weakness. He does have a barrier or a challenge to his physical demands, if I can say that, and that plays a part in his character in trying to save his family, which he overcomes in some cases quite well actually. So I must give a shout out to the way they've made his character. They could have just made him as the regular tough guy character, but he's not. He has had a bit of a past, and we see that in the film. So yeah, good character building for that one.
And you mentioned the kind of the similarity to Die Hard.
Yeah.
Like in terms of that, like is there a lot, or is it just kind of
a bit? As in, like it's a skyscraper. There's shit goes down in a skyscraper. His family's in there. He's got to save them. There's also baddies in there with guns and stuff. So he's in there with all of this going on.
Yeah.
I guess the difference with Die Hard is that there's no family. I think it's just his wife that's in there, which is still family, but he's got his kids as well that he's got to try and deal with. So there's similarities there, but they I think they know not to try and make it too similar. Right. So there aren't any lift scenes, any borrowing through air conditioning vents and stuff like that. There's no Asian man with a machine gun. If they did that, I'd be like, nah, mate, don't try it. Yeah,
don't try ripping that off.
They are in China, so they could have easily done that.
Easily. But
they didn't do that, which I'm glad.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, the film's okay. I mean, it's because like I said, the thing that made it really good for me was that his character does have a defect, or I don't want to say defects, but his character does have a barrier.
Yeah.
And that becomes part of his character. And that makes it interesting to see how he overcomes challenges with the enemies. And it's interesting to see. I've not seen it before ever in film.
That's good.
So that for me was an interesting element.
Because when you look at Dwayne, you think he's just like a fine specimen
That's
of
the thing.
of human being.
Yeah.
And to put him like with a fault, it's like, wow, this is kind of something that we've seen.
We've never seen it before, so it's interesting.
And what's this thing that I heard about him doing a stunt? There's a stunt that he did in this film, which apparently afterwards, after he did it, he goes, it was the craziest thing that he's ever done. Is there one scene? Is there a scene in the film where he does like maybe a jump?
Yeah, there is. Yeah, he jumps. Because it's a skyscraper.
Yeah,
and to get to where he needs to get to, he doesn't go from the bottom. He goes from the midsection almost. He's got to jump from one point to another point. Also, he's done a lot of hanging, a lot of explosions happening. It's very, very physically demanding. So I can imagine what he's saying there. Obviously, I know safety. They're not going to actually jumping from a skyscraper, so it'd be green screen or whatever. But
and he'll have harnesses and things
exactly.
like that.
But still, I can imagine he still has to hang around physically, and I can imagine.
We're talking about that. Tom Cruise, he broke his broke his foot.
Yeah, Mission Impossible.
On Mission Impossible 6. Yeah,
Fallout. Yeah, so I mean, The Rock, he's got probably vibranium bones or adamantium bones, so I'm sure he doesn't break bones. He breaks things. He's The Rock for a reason.
Yeah.
But that's good for him, and he's like him as a character. He's got his wife and his children, and you see that in the plight that he's in. So he's very convincing.
Okay.
I don't see him as a wrestler anymore. Though if he jumped into the ring, I'd watch it tomorrow.
Yeah.
But he's good.
Yeah, he's a bona fide superstar.
Yeah,
now.
he's
That's
good.
it.
I do like The Rock. When I see him, if he's in a film, I want to watch it because he's in it.
Would you say this is better than his last film, which was Rampage?
Do you know what? No. I would say that's a good question, actually.
Hang on,
good question.
Rampage, that was just recent.
A couple of months ago, that was just before. I was like April, I think it was.
This guy he's
working hard,
non-stop.
Yeah, but I think it's different. It's in better character, definitely better character.
Right, okay.
Film as a whole, Rampage is a bit more of a fun kind of popcorn flick, kind of not too serious kind of film.
Bit more tension in this one.
A bit more tension because the stakes are higher. His family, his kids, they're like 11 or something or 10. So the stakes are high.
And what about the CGI special effects?
Yeah, it all works. Yeah, it's good. It's got the owner of the skyscraper is Lau from Dark Knight. The guy that is good with money. The guy that's good with money, Lau.
Yeah, he's on the plane. Remember that? And they get him.
Yeah, exactly. He's in this. So he's
okay. That's so funny.
Lau. He's in it. So it's cool. Yeah, the special effects are wicked. But it's good for me. How many
skyscrapers? How many floors would you give?
How many floors? Oh,
yeah.
You're good today. You're good today.
Come on.
How many floors do I give it? I would give this I'll give it 7 floors.
Okay.
Yeah, I got 7 floors. Not penthouse, but 7 floors. Yeah. 7 floors up.
That's good.
I'll walk the rest up on the stairs.
No,
7 floors.
7 floors is good.
It's all right, it's decent film. Film.
Okay, all right, good.
Decent film.
I'll check that out. Because it's going to be on cinema for a while. It
just came out, so I literally saw it the day it came out, so it's going to be out for a little while. So we'll see it in next week's top 10, hopefully, I reckon.
It'll probably be, do you reckon it'll debut at number 1 or?
No, I don't think so. I don't think it will, I think it'll come in at number 2.
So what do you think would...
I think Jurassic Park might... I don't know, I've got a funny feeling Jurassic Park's going to stay there for a little while, but...
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And what else did you see this week?
I saw Whitney.
Okay.
As well. Yeah, Whitney documentary. Documentary of Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
Or Whitney Brown. She's married to Bobby Brown. But the singer, directed by Kevin MacDonald. You know well.
We were introduced to Kevin. I was introduced to Kevin MacDonald on The Last King of Scotland.
Yes, Last King of Scotland. Also done... obviously, that's a great film. Forrest Whitaker,
James McAvoy.
I was going to say Professor X. Yeah, James McAvoy. He's also done the documentary Marley, which was a really, really well received documentary.
Yeah.
And Black Sea with Jude Law.
That's great.
Dark kind of
submarine
thriller. Yeah, so really good pedigree Kevin MacDonald has.
Yeah.
But this documentary, I must say, it touched me. It was really good.
Really?
I've not really watched many documentaries of Whitney Houston. I know about her life. I know about
tragic.
Some of the struggles, the tragedy, her daughter, all of that. And this covered a lot. It focused on her life, don't get me wrong. So her daughter it did touch on that, but mostly focused on Whitney Houston's life and all her struggles and from her childhood and her family. And a lot of the family were involved in the documentary. So her mum, Bobby Brown was involved. A lot of the people she works with, her aunties, uncles, a lot of people, her brothers were heavily involved in the documentary as well. So everyone got a say. And it was really insightful. But like you said, it was very, very tragic. It was sad. It was something that was it was avoidable. Right. She had one of the the best voices. I mean, do you want to dance with somebody? Do you want to feel the heat with somebody? I mean, Bodyguard. That was her first movie role.
Yeah.
Kevin Costner was in it as well.
Yeah.
He spoke about her having a documentary saying how he loved the way she acted, the energy she had, and just the fact obviously it's a mixed relationship
as well.
Because back in them days, obviously it wasn't unknown, it wasn't taboo, but in a major blockbuster Hollywood movie, to have the leading woman be black woman and him being a white guy, and that kiss when the camera goes round him at the airport, that wasn't really widely seen that much, but it's just like she's to this day she still holds records.
Wow.
7 consecutive number one records in the USA.
Wow, man.
And like that's still not been done to this day. All those hits, I mean, she literally changed. I mean, there was things that I didn't know, like things like Al Sharpton, Reverend Al Sharpton. He's like a public figure, a reverend. He's always he's championing sort of black human rights and stuff like that. And at the time he was boycotting her music. He publicly boycotted her music because he said her music wasn't for the black people, it was like for white people, and that she's singing white music and stuff. And I didn't know that, so it spoke about it in a documentary, and it showed how she felt about it, because you saw it happen in real time. And her mum, and she said, "I'll forget about him. You sing, you do your thing," and it just a lot of things were happening, and it showed a lot. And I didn't get bored during the documentary. I didn't doze off. I didn't get my phone out. It kept me gripped from start to end.
I guess one of the questions that I have, one of the questions that I have when I watch a documentary is, and especially when I find out that the person behind the documentary has passed away, is the why.
Yeah.
Why has this happened? So my question to you, Deval, is, in this documentary, does the director address that, like why it ended in that way? Yeah,
I mean, it's we've all dabbled in things in our lives, whatever it is, whether it's drink, whether people have taken drugs, whether it's gambling, whether it's whatever. Someone's always got an addiction or a vice, and for her, I think her brothers mentioned in her early teens, she sort of tried a bit of weed and stuff, and then it progressed. So obviously, when she became a fully fledged adult and she had the money and so on, it progressed from weed to coke, and her brothers were actually the ones that would buy it for her. So it was like a family thing. Her brothers, and when they went to different countries and so on, they had access to everything when they were on tour in hotels. So she would take it, and it would just be like a fun thing to do kind of thing, and it turns from fun to dependency, to not being able to cope or do anything without it. And her brothers explained that, and explained how
and they admit it, do they?
Yeah.
Wow.
They admit they're sorry that they sort of introduced her to it and stuff, and it just grew from there. And obviously with her relationship with her husband Bobby Brown, he was obviously, he took a lot of that as well. It's funny because in the documentary, whether it's a director or not, but someone asked Bobby Brown, so let's talk about her drug use, and he said, I don't want to talk about that. And then the person said, but that shapes a large part of her later life, and it's also the reason why she died. He's like, I don't want to talk about it.
Right.
We can talk about anything else, but I'm not talking about it.
Shit.
And he would not talk about that. So that goes to show that it hurts so much because it's avoidable. But
another question that I've just got to ask is, there's always two sides to kind of like a person. The side obviously that we see, from the press, and then behind the scenes. Do we see the side, the negative side of her life, like the downsides of being so famous? Do they portray that apart from the drug side of it?
Yeah, I mean, they don't portray it that much. To answer your question, I mean, there wasn't like a thing where she couldn't handle the pressure of maybe there was, but they didn't show it so much.
Sure, okay.
Like she was obviously famous all over the world, and
massive.
I think the one side of that they did show was her relationships, because she couldn't, having relationships for her was quite difficult because of who she was, and it was always in the public eye. But she was quite open about things, actually. So she dated an American footballer, and quite open about that. There was news that Robert De Niro was on her case. I had no idea. I know he likes sisters.
Believe you me, he likes,
exactly.
man. He loves, yeah.
And so they said he was on her case. Who else was on her case? What other celebrity? There's a couple of others that were, I think, on her case, or that she was known to have dated and so on.
And finally, my last question about this, I promise.
Eddie Murphy's another one. Sorry, Eddie Murphy. Yeah.
My last question is: do they kind of show that was Bobby Brown like a bad influence on her? Did they mention anything about that?
They did, and I think it's probably not as straightforward as that, because she was involved in a lot of the drug misuse before him. Right. But probably because they both did it, it was something that grew when he was introduced into her life, perhaps.
Shit.
And it's like when you're with someone that's doing the same bad thing you're doing, it's only magnified. But then someone also mentioned that he couldn't take as much as they could. I think the brothers mentioned that he was a lightweight. So I don't know if that then goes in his favour to say that he wasn't doing it as much as her. I'm not sure, but they were saying he was a lightweight. Like anytime they go round, they would lap him because he couldn't take as much as them. Jeez. So I don't know, but obviously everyone thinks it was always him, but I don't know. Yeah,
because I think that was he
was like a bad boy.
Yeah,
he's like a bad boy. So
you're forgetting, like he comes from like New Edition.
Yeah.
And that whole kind of
my prerogative.
Do you remember that, man? So
my prerogative.
I got to watch this documentary.
Yeah, it's good. It's
because this is the music that I grew up watching, listening to.
Good. Yeah, it is good.
Shit, man. Okay.
But it's sad, and then obviously her daughter. They mentioned that, and I think her grandma or her auntie was like, "Oh, her daughter didn't have a chance." She started crying. She said her daughter didn't have a chance growing up. How she grew up in the environment. She didn't have a chance. That's what she said.
Jeez.
Because she died in a bathtub as well. Well, she went to she I think overdosed in a bathtub, the daughter, and I think a few months later she passed away. But the mum, obviously Whitney Houston, died in a bathtub. Her friend was actually explaining it. The last moments of her life, she was in the hotel room with her. She went. I think Whitney Houston said, "Oh, she wants some cupcakes," and she went to get the cupcakes. She said she took half an hour. She came back and saw her face down in the bathtub, like drowned or whatever. But you don't just drown for no reason. Something must have happened, but no one knows whether it was I think they say it was obviously some drug misuse, and maybe she overdosed, and then obviously that happened. Yeah, but it's mad. Half an hour and that was it.
Shit,
cupcakes.
It's so tragic, man.
It's a great documentary. It's worth watching. And the music as well throughout it, because every time they talk about her life, they cover certain years.
Okay.
And you see a montage of what happened in those years. You see like sporting events. You see Pepsi adverts. You see which president was in office. You see those years sort of on the screen, and the hits that came out during that time, Michael Jackson or whatever, MTV and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's good. It's worth a watch. So yeah, I mean, how many billboards? How many? How many?
That's a good.
I'll give it a good 8.5.
Wow.
Yeah, I did like it. 8.5. It was solid.
I'm gonna check this out.
Yeah, I'd say.
Do you think because it is a documentary and because it is about Whitney Houston, maybe a lot of people in this country might not, maybe the younger people might not know a lot about her, because she was big in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I would say. Also, there have been a few documentaries about her anyway, so I'm not sure if this one. Some people are thinking, it's already been done. Because I spoke to someone about it a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
And they were like, I've already seen documentaries about her. Why would I want to see this one? I was like, well, I haven't seen the ones you're talking about, but this one is good. So I'm not sure if maybe this one covers a different side of things, because I doubt they would release one that's already sort of been covered. So this one, I think I'm going to go back and see another one that's been made and see how it's different.
I think that applies to kind of when he directed Marley, because there was another documentary about Bob Marley.
Okay.
So
yeah, he's got to cover other stuff, and I think he's got all the family involved and stuff. So it must be. But
I'm really surprised about how the family are there, because sometimes when you touch upon a documentary like this, sometimes family are like, no, I don't want to talk about it because it's too difficult.
Yeah, they tell their truths.
Okay, that's good.
So that's the main thing. But yeah, it's worth a watch.
Brilliant. Okay, thanks for that, Deval. I'm going to definitely check those two out. So in Hidden Gems Corner, what do we have today? Yeah, Hidden Gems. So I went, it's been quite sunny, as we know, over the past few weeks. I've been having to water my garden of hidden gems. And it's been difficult because, there's not been much rain. There was a bit of rain the other day. Yeah. So I think my hidden gems, it helped
for them to grow. So I've got an extra one actually.
Yeah.
So my garden's been ripe for the plucking. So I've plucked a few hidden gems for everyone. So the first one I'm going to talk about is the killing of a sacred deer.
Okay, this sounds interesting.
This is a mad film. It came out in the cinema. This is 2017.
So just recent.
Yes, it came out last year in the cinema. It's got Colin Farrell, Nicole Kidman. They're the parents in the film. They've got a couple of kids. The daughter is like 15 or so.
Yeah.
Or 16. And the son, I think, is about 10 or 11. This film is weird.
Really?
This film is weird.
Okay, tell me.
Even the dialogue, the way they speak, they all sound like Spock. It's like, they won't just say, oh, I sat down and had breakfast today. They'll be like, I sat down and had breakfast today. They all, it's like everyone sounds...
Is it set in the future?
No, it's set now. It's like, it's based in America. Colin Farrell's character is a doctor.
Right.
I think he does like heart surgery and stuff like that. And then the mum, she's also she's in the medical field as well. I can't remember what her role is, but she's in the medical field. And they're quite well to do because they're both doctors and stuff. So Colin Farrell's character has a patient who passes away on his table. And that patient that passes away is the father of this kid who's a bit twisted.
Right. Okay.
And the kid gets more and more twisted throughout the film and blames Colin Farrell's character
for the death
of his father. But we don't get that, first of all, because during the beginning of the film, we see Colin Farrell going to meet this kid for lunch and stuff, and it's a weird thing. You're thinking, at first I thought he was a paedophile, because the way he'll sit down really like almost like like Humans, the Android TV show that comes on
Channel 4. Yeah,
no one's it's like they've all lost humanity. They're kind of like just void, but it's normal. That's how the film is. So he's sitting down with the boy. They speak in like some android type language. How was your day today? My day was fine. I had school. I had 5 classes, and I had science, and then I left school, and it's like that. And he's like, okay. And what would you eat? Would you want some pancakes? It's weird. It's mad. But then, so the film sort of progresses, and we see this kid's true intentions come to fruition. This kid, I don't want to spoil it too much, but this kid starts to do things to his family to get back at Colin Farrell.
So it turns dark.
But it's weird. It's weird dark. It's really weird. It's like, you, as I said, this kid does something to his family. You're thinking, whatever you're thinking is not what he does, but he does hurt the family. It's mad. Yeah, it's like he wants
like animal torture.
No, he doesn't even touch them, but he wants to kill them. But it's weird.
Okay.
He's like, the Lauryn Hill song, "Killing Him Softly." He's literally doing that to the family in the most weird way. But and towards the end,
what, like,
I cannot tell you. This film reminded me of We've Got to Talk About Kevin.
That's what it sounds like. You
it
talking about this.
That. Yeah,
that's what
the
I
things
was
that
thinking
happen
about.
Are weird, crazy things, and the decisions that Colin Farrell takes and Nicole Kidman, you will not believe it. You will not believe it.
Did this go under the radar?
Yeah,
like,
it did.
Here in the UK,
it's a hidden gem. I'm not going to tell you films that everyone knows.
This is mad.
It's on my garden. On my garden, the radar doesn't pick up these films.
Okay, I'm gonna just ask you a question. So the thing about them speaking like robotic. Is there a message behind? Is that how we've become as a society? Is that what the director is?
I really don't know. I was a bit like,
I'm intrigued.
When I first saw it, I thought, what am I seeing? I sort of paused it and I made sure I was watching the right film. I was like, what is this? But they all like it. It's mad. It's mad, but it lends to the uncomfortable nature of the film.
Okay,
because if they spoke just regular, then I don't know. I think the filmmaker wants you to be uncomfortable or detached from the beginning, and they achieve it. You are literally, it detaches your humanity, your moral compass. That all goes out the window because you're introduced into this world of voidness, and then it's mad.
I like that.
It's
Okay,
mad.
I want to watch that.
It's mad. Okay, so The Killing of a Sacred Deer. Go catch that, guys.
Yeah.
Second film, Fruitvale Station.
Michael B. Jordan,
directed by Ryan Coogler,
who did
Black Panther.
He did Creed.
Yep. So this is his first feature film.
Yeah.
Fruitvale Station. Before that, I think he'd done 3 short films. Great film, based on a true story of a guy that was killed by police.
In what was it set in? Was it 90s or something?
Oh, I'm not sure when it was set. Quite more recent than that. I think. It's not like, I don't think it's ages ago.
Right.
But,
okay. Yeah.
And obviously, this has been happening over the past few years in America. So
it's so relevant, isn't
exactly,
it?
Exactly.
So relevant.
This came out in 2013, so it's 5 years ago.
Michael B. Jordan, he was in The Wire.
Yeah.
And when you see Michael B. Jordan in The Wire, right, he's not in it for a long time, but his role is really important.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, right, the way you see his emotions, the way he acts in that is brilliantly. You could definitely see him going into films like this.
Yeah.
And I was reading an interview about Michael B. Jordan, and apparently he told his agent, he said, look, he goes, I did The Wire, I did Fruitvale Station. He goes, but I want you to find me roles that you would normally give to a white person.
Okay.
And I thought that was brilliant because he doesn't want to do just those typical...
Typecast.
He doesn't want to be typecast. Yeah. So I just think, like, when I read that, I was like, yeah, that's really interesting. He wants to do the different types of films. Coming off of, The Wire, he could have easily have gone into maybe like another gangster film.
Yeah. Fruitvale Station is a very, 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 very touching film because we know what's going to happen, but that doesn't happen until way near the end. But before that, you get to see this guy trying to help his mom. He works. He's got a relationship. I think they're going to have a child on the way and stuff like that. And it's about the relationships. That's what it's mainly about. It's showing this guy before the headlines and showing what kind of guy this is. And then one night something can happen and it all changes. But it's a really, really good film. Really, really well written, acted, filmed. It's a low budget, good film. Octavia Spencer, who was in Hidden Figures. She was also in The Shape of Water. She's in this film. She's in this film.
Really
she's really good. Really good. So so guys, you got to catch Fruitvale Station. Everyone I've told to watch it, they love it. They have loved it. They have loved it. So
that's a good one. That's a really good shout out there.
And then, as you mentioned in the news, Snowpiercer. It's going to be a series, but where did it come from? Okay, so Snowpiercer was 2013, and this is a film starring Chris Evans, Captain America, also Tilda Swinton, who's in Doctor Strange, and there's also got what's that guy's name? Isn't he one of them? Wasn't he Hulk in not Hulk? Sorry, wasn't he the Thing in Fantastic Four? Wasn't he Billy Elliot? Is that the guy, the actor? The actor that played Billy Elliot.
Yeah,
I can't remember his name, but Jamie Bell. Yeah, he's in this as well, I believe. Yeah. So.
Okay. You know what? I haven't seen this.
You haven't seen it? Okay.
I've not seen this.
Okay.
That's why,
it's a good film.
What I've heard is it's supposed to be really, really good.
Yeah,
and it's based on a train, right?
That's correct. Yeah, I think it's got roots in some sort of in Korean. I think the Korean filmmaker as
director.
Well. Director. Yeah, so it's what you would call an indie film.
Okay.
Literally, this is an indie film.
But it sounds so like high concept, like the train.
The concept is it's post-apocalyptic. The train has got it's like society.
Yeah.
You got your high society. You got your working class. You got your people that that see as people on the street kind of things. It goes from the high to the lowest class of society, and they all get their sections on the train.
Right.
So the low classes are all shoved into the low class bit. They're the ones that are shoving the coal into the engine. It's dirty, it's grimy. They get all this shit food.
Yeah.
And as you go throughout the train, you get different levels of society, different levels of food, environments, interaction, everything. And Chris Evans' character, he's in a low society.
Right.
He's him, and he's trying to get to the high end.
Okay.
And they rebel. Like he gathers people to rebel against the train or the people, and it's a story about how they rebel, how they get from one end to the next end. There's a really, really great fight scene in this.
Okay, so it's action as well.
There's some action, yeah. So it reminds me a little bit of Old Boy and The Raid Part 2. There's a lot of hammers involved. That's what I'm going to say. There's hammers and people's heads are getting cracked.
Yeah.
There's a scene. Imagine all that, fighting with about 100 people on a train. The train's big, don't get me wrong, the train's big and wide, but you can't run away.
Yeah, exactly.
The fight scene is crazy.
Wicked. I love it.
Trust me, it's very intimate, it's packed.
And was this the same he was already Captain America by this time, right?
It's 2013, so he actually filmed this just after Avengers Part 1.
Okay.
So I think we mentioned a few weeks ago in the post-credit scene of Avengers when they're all sitting down having their shawarma.
You mentioned it.
Yeah, Captain America's sitting there with his hand on his face because he couldn't get involved and eat because he had a beard. Because that was filmed, the shawarma scene was filmed at one of the premieres of Avengers. So the cast just happened to be all together. Oh. So they managed to film it as they were all together, but he had a beard because he was filming Snowpiercer.
Wow.
So that's why he was sort of hiding his face. But yeah, so that film, it went under the radar. And
Totally.
There's those sorts of films he wants to do going forward.
Yeah.
Because he eventually wants to leave Marvel and do films like this because
he's a big star now, and I think he could. He's got a big enough name where a film could sell.
Yeah,
based on him.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a great film. I mean, I don't want to spoil too much of this.
Sure.
And Tilda Swinton's character, she's like the sort of big bad, but she's a weird. Yeah, she's upper class. She's a weird bad. It's this weird.
Right. Okay.
She's one of those weird kind of characters that she can be so convincing in her weirdness. And yeah, it's a good film. Under the radar. It's been in my garden for a while.
Yeah.
I've plucked it out. It's ready for you to watch now. I've got this one as well. I've got this one for you.
Okay, cool.
And then the last hidden gem that I want to talk about.
I've never heard of this one.
The Cured. Okay, so we spoke about in Anniversary Corner 28 Days Later.
Yes.
That's there for a reason too. Because The Cured is another film that deals with people that are infected. A bit like World War Z.
Yes.
So there's some sort of infection that's happened that makes people like zombies, but like running around, attacking their family zombies, eating them, and it's crazy. But this is a very, very different take. Very, very different take on that genre. Do you know why?
Why?
Because this film, I'm not spoiling it here because it tells you this in the first few minutes, but this has already happened. All the zombie outbreak, all the infection outbreak, it's already happened.
Right.
They've managed to cure everyone. Yeah? But 25% of the people they've cured can still remember what they've done.
Oh.
Yeah, they can still remember the fact that they've killed their friends and their family. They've got all the memories of all the shit they've done when they were zombified. So they've gone through like a curing process. And now the film is that they've released this 25% of people back into society to integrate with back into society, but they're now given these no one wants to. They're kind of outcasts. They're given like there's this person that was a politician. He's now a cleaner. It's like you can't go back into any sort of respectable job because people see them as like they're the ones that, even though it's not their fault. It wasn't their fault.
Yeah,
they were infected. It wasn't them. It wasn't their fault.
But they're stigmatized.
Exactly. So these people can still remember. So they have flashbacks of killing their own sister and child and all kinds of stuff. And some of them go crazy. Some of them have killed themselves. Some of them have just gone crazy and just like literally gone into straitjackets. A lot of them commit suicide because they can't live with the memories of what they did.
Yeah.
Everyone else now, they can't remember. They're cured and that's it. But then there's a few factions in the Cured.
Yeah.
That some of them they know they're treated badly. They want to rebel.
Okay.
So shit starts to happen.
Yeah.
And then also some people start to find out that some of the Cured have killed some of their family and stuff. So like
there's like maybe like a lynch mob or something like that.
Exactly. And also just more intimately within like the family. Like let's say I'm your brother or whatever, and I was killed and you didn't know, but I killed someone really close to you, and you didn't know that. And like, let's say you find out now, how are you going to treat me?
Exactly.
It's like, first of all, you're like, oh yeah, come back. Oh, it wasn't your fault. And once you find out it was me that killed
you bastard, I want to kill you.
Exactly. So it's like that happens and it's crazy. But also there's one person in this film that you would never know who it is. But when I saw this film and I saw this person was in it, I was like, yeah, I need to watch this film. Ebony Moore.
Ebony Moore?
In Avengers Infinity War. every new more that the guy is, so yeah.
Oh my God, he's
the one
bad.
That, the one that can move things with his mind and takes Doctor Strange.
He was Thanos' right hand man.
Exactly. So the character that voices him is in this film. But it's an Irish film. This is an Irish film. So I forgot to mention it's an Irish film based in Ireland.
Yeah. And where can I?
I've got it for you, man. Don't worry about it. And for anyone else who want it, I got it. Anything from a hidden corner. It's in my garden. I can pluck it for you. Give you that seed.
We got it for you.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
I think this was it on Netflix or was it in a cinema?
I don't remember it being on
Netflix,
cinema.
But I think, it's hard to find. It's hard to find. This one's hard to find, but it's a really good film. Like I say, it's a different take on that genre.
Yeah, because
very different take. Also, it's got what's her name in it? Kitty Pryde. What's her name? What's her name? She was in Juno. Juno, the girl. You know what I'm talking about.
I know who you're talking about.
I'll get the name in a second, but she's in it. She's the only American in the film. Everyone else is Irish or British.
She was in with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, in Inception. Yeah, she's in it. Yeah,
Kitty Pryde. You know what? Look, we only know the comic book name. This is bad. Bad.
I know, but
she was in Juno. Yep, you're right. Yeah.
Juno's really good film.
Hard Candy, really good film.
Oh, that is a hidden gem. I'm telling you. Yeah. When I saw that film, I was like, this film is good. Yeah.
Wow. You know what? This it sounds really, really interesting because when we watch a zombie film, Ellen Page. When we watch zombie films, it's always like, right, okay, we see kind of like, the after effects of it. We see the actual zombies, but we don't see like when it's all cured.
Exactly. This is afterwards. It's all happened, getting the post-cured society. Yeah. It's about how can you integrate with these people again? How's the relationship going to be?
And what, is this like a first-time film director? Have you seen this?
I'm not sure. I doubt it. If it is, this person need something for this one. Yeah. I mean, the director of this film is David Frine. I'm pretty sure he's an Irish director.
He must have done stuff before, right?
I can't see anything.
Oh.
I can't see anything. Known for The Tree. I think he's done a lot of shorts. Yeah.
Okay.
So this person needs... studios, give this guy a budget.
Sure.
Yeah, make it happen because this film's good.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's different. It's
I want
different.
to check that out.
But so that's my hidden gems for this week.
You know what? Those are brilliant. I mean, like Anniversary Corner and Hidden Gems, I think.
Yeah.
There's some really,
There's a
really
lot
good films
going on there.
I know. What have we got for next week? Next week coming
we're
out?
going to have because Comic-Con would have happened.
Yeah.
So forgive us, guys, but next week we're going to have a lot of news on a lot of the Comic-Con outbreak of news and events and stuff and so on.
DC stuff.
Exactly, DC, Marvel, any trailers that have come out and stuff.
Yeah.
We'll let everyone know about that, and also obviously we're gonna keep it strong with some more hidden gems. Anniversary Corner again, and also on Netflix as well. I think there's a few new releases coming out by then. So
yeah, and I'm just trying to think. Was there anything major else coming out on Netflix? I tell you what, right? There's always something new coming out.
Sometimes
on Netflix.
they just pop it out. It's like it's almost like they don't even announce it. They just pop it out. Like what happened with the Cloverfield paradox. There was no mention
under the radar.
It just popped out one day. That was it. But
so that was pretty cool. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to that as well. Seeing what's coming out, and I'm sure there's going to be some other big movies.
Oh yeah, for sure. We'll get some good news next week. Next week we'll get some good news for you guys. You're gonna,
definitely.
Yeah, but I think that's a
wrap.
That's a wrap. I think that's a wrap. Yeah.
Brilliant.
So great show.
Thanks for joining me on this one.
No, you're welcome. Every week. Anytime. Anytime. I'm going to have me some fun.
Okay, and one last time, do Jurassic Park.
Clever girl. It's true, we didn't do it this week, innit? It has to be done.
It's so funny.
It has to be done.
You know what, right? There's a meme.
Yeah.
There's like, you just type in on like Giphy.
Yeah.
Just type in that, right? It's so funny.
Clever
he turns
girl.
around. I love it. Ladies and gents, thanks for downloading the show. It's been a pleasure. Deval, thank you again.
Anytime.
I'll see you next week.
Yeah.
And ladies and gents, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow us on
on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and also, our prize still, again, for another week. Comment, post, get in contact with us. You got to be a subscriber.
Yep.
And we will send you a free cinema code to go to the cinema, View Cinema or Cineworld Cinema in the UK, anywhere you want. So yeah, get in touch. See you next time. Peace out.